Good evening, truck and tractor pull fans. What a night we got. We got a ton of results. I hope we don't bore you too much, but we got a lot of results. And Kendra's going to start tonight. How's Kendra? Let me ask that.
Kendra is good.
Kendra's good.
Kendra's a little bummed that the rain is really washing the plans out for the weekend, but
yeah, it's working on it. That's for sure. We'll get into that later too. Yeah, if you had plans for some pulls that are already canceled, we'll bring them to you. Uh, what a fantastic effort by the Snyder County crew. I mean, the threat
when it started raining Friday night, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, we were done, 35 minutes. Friday night show was done. It started raining, and it rained all freaking night and into almost half the day Saturday. Didn't phase them. They got the job done, and two fantastic pulls. Some of the best diesel truck pulling across all the classes I've seen in years. I mean, just wow. Cool stuff. And that new dent side is, sorry, Norm, but it's badass. It really is. I was all over that truck Saturday. I walked over there for a little while and talked to them. And man, that thing's cool. I've always liked those trucks. So it's a family thing here. So. But anyway, and of course, we got a big event at Weaklands coming, East Coast, but we got some news about that event. And of course, it's all over Facebook and everything. We'll just go ahead and say it that the event that was scheduled for this Saturday in Delmar, Delaware, East Coast Pro Pulling, has been canceled. It's 100% chance of rain there early, pretty much midday on. So that place, I can imagine when it rains, it's nasty. So unfortunately, Delmar is a complete wash for 2023. Both events got rained out. This one
rained out early too.
Yeah, and early. And this one, the promoter has already called the show off. Obviously, for when you see 100% chance of rain in your forecast, it's pretty inevitable. Yeah. So, hi, Larry K. I bet you enjoyed yourself this weekend, didn't you? I got to talk to him and his son, and had a great time in Snyder County. Well worth the trip. If it's on your bucket list, get up there for their championship weekend. It is awesome. So, if you want to go ahead and kick off, you said you had some Harrisonburg, Virginia results.
Yes.
I'm going to go digging for the Weekland flyer.
Yep. So everybody that I talked to that went to Harrisonburg said that the show went off without a hitch. Wonderful evening of pulling. Obviously, I was up at Snyder County, so I was unable to attend. But I do have the results for the 4 interstate tractor classes, so we'll run down through them. The first class is the 11,000-pound hot farm, 8 tractors on hand. Taking the win was Mark Lawson with his Ford 8600 that went 314.34 feet. Second place was Marshall Beidel with Marshall Law at 309.20. And Marshall is your 2023 points champion. So congratulations to Marshall. I believe he won last year as well. Third place went to Kenny Bauer with Rippin' Red at 308.24. Fourth place went to Tommy Eppert with Snorton Horse at 305.10. Fifth place was Alan Berner with his International 1066 that went 304.94. Sixth place was Kenny Sandbridge with a tractor he calls Old Herman going 282.94. Seventh place was Donnie Gokenauer with Working Man Blues going 196.63. And unfortunately, Joshua Knight with his Ford 9000 was disqualified for touching that yucky white line.
Oh, that white line.
Stupid white line. I don't know who puts that out there, but we'll call it whatever. Next, we went to the 10,000-pound Pro Farm 11 tractors on hand last Saturday night. Taking the win was Chris Pangle with his newly acquired Ford tractor going 313.82. Second place was Anthony Hamrick with Beefy going 306.85. Third place went to Cody Smith with Hillside Deer with Hillside Deer going 306.10. Fourth place was Chris Pangles All Hooked Up going 305.43. Fifth place was Mark Culbertson with Stitch going 304.79. And Mark Culbertson was your 2023 points champion. Sixth place was Mark Miller with Amish Ingenuity at 308.96. Seventh place was Garland Moomaw with Foolish Fun at 302.92. Eighth place was Luke Gladhill driving the Weapon at 300.40. Ninth was Bobby Scheidt driving Old Blue at 298.27. 10th place was Wes Dellinger driving Sheerpin at 271.58. And then, unfortunately, we had a disqualification in the Pro Farm class as well. Shane Scott was doing the driving on Kendall Weaver's The Boss, and he unfortunately went out of bounds. Would have been good enough for second place, too, so those always sting a little bit more. Third class of the night
was that a shot at me for today's activities, or
no
stings a little more?
Oh.
Nice.
No,
I got the fight with Yellow Jackets today.
Thinking that, yeah. Next, we went into the 7700 light limited turbo tractors. 13 on hand. Taking the win was Bradley Seal with Mother-in-Law's Nightmare. Listen to this: 350.03 feet. He took her way out the gate. Second place.
That beat. We've got that beat.
We do have that beat from, yep.
Oh, big time.
Yep. Well, Harrisonburg doesn't have quite as much room as Snyder County. Right. Well, they have the room, they just don't have the track. Ricky Tavener took second place with the Red Tornado going 347.52. And Ricky was your 2023 points champion for the 7700 Late Limiteds. Third place went to Adam Ritchie with Pabst Blue Ribbon at 342.75. Fourth place was Steve Flint with Head Case at 335.51. Fifth place. Huh?
You got to look.
Oh. Fifth place was Ted Ingram's Acme Rocket at 333.72. Sixth place was Michael Thomas with Steel in Time at 331.71. Seventh was Ben Flaherty Jr. with Smokin' Red going 331 feet even. Eighth place was Sue Johnson's Iron Maiden going 320.76. Ninth place, Perrin Bean with All About That Alice at 308.56. 10th place went to Kevin Grubb driving his John Deere 4450, went 304.71. 11th place went to Mike Runkle with Old Smoky, 300.47. 12th place, Cody Anderson with 214.14. And believe it or not, another disqualification. David Reed with his International 5088 would have gone 294 feet had he not gone out of bounds. And the last class of the night was your 8500 Mod Turbo, 12 tractors on hand. First place went to Jason Malott driving Dr. LZ at 317.33. Second place, Kevin Grove doing the driving on Antrim Tantrum going 306.55. Right behind him was Nathan Graham with Blue Reaper at 306.45. Fourth place went to Scott Kiskadden driving Bleeding Blue at 304.94. Fifth place went to Lauren Smith doing the driving on Moody Blue at 304.46. Sixth place, Jimmy Williams with Some Assembly Required at 303.22. Ooh, I lied to you. I do have some news. There was a transaction made at Harrisonburg, Virginia. Chris Pangle recently acquired Blue Unit, formerly owned by Gary Cubbage. Before that was Vern Zerby. So good to see that tractor sticking around here, making the move down to Virginia. Chris, on his maiden voyage, ended up 7th place, going 295.72. 8th place went to Tommy Williams with Firestorm at 295.65. 9th place, also at 295, was BJ Wilkins at Bull Ride. 3 tractors were within a foot there, actually within 0.20. 295.72, 295.65, and 295.52. Close pulling in Harrisonburg. 10th place went to Guy Gokenauer driving Stress Test at 287.21. 11th place. Huh?
So much for the win streak.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he hurt his engine up at Beaver Springs. Okay. I think is where that happened. 11th place went to Jimmy Williams with Cadillac Red at 219.28. And we had yet another disqualification. Kayla Graham with Billet Blue unfortunately went out of bounds at 227.56. Not too often do you have DQs. That track must have been pulling them hard one direction to have that many disqualifications.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that is all the results that I have for Harrisonburg. I heard it was a chilly night, but I heard it was a good night. Well, the 4 people who went out of bounds might not say that it was a good night, but that's what we'll go with.
Kind of hard to be happy when that happens.
Yeah, that's a rough night. All right.
Good evening, Facebook user, whoever you are.
I think we know. Oh, the first Facebook user.
Wow, the first.
I was like, I know who the second Facebook user is.
I'm thinking it might be Dave Kaufman. So. But anyway, I know who it's not, right?
Yeah, it's not Brian Morrison.
It's not Brian Morrison.
Unless he's changing it up on us and trying to trick us.
Yeah. And another good evening, Facebook user. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share. By all means, hit that thumbs up and tell people about us. Ring the bell for notifications daily, updated daily. I guess we'll move on to Friday night at Sillins Grove. It was a rain-free day, although rain was forecasted, but we were good Friday until the pool was over anyway. But I'll let you take care of the enhanced farm. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right. Taking the first class here, 12,000-pound enhanced farm. 5 trackers on hand. Taking the win was Brooks Major with the mystery case at 347.39. Second place was Mason Sudal with the BAD going 342.29. Third place, Mike Corder with the other deer, 338.89. And I believe he was your points champion.
That's right.
Fourth place went to Caitlin Hauk with Little Stinker 2 at 324.58. And rounding out the class was Dan Mundrick with Stripes going 283.99.
Yeah. 5. A lot of them are broke, I heard. I questioned why there was only 5 there, but well, you know, you was in the chat group. So next up was the Pro Street Gas 4x4 trucks. And pretty good little class here. Taking a win was Richard Gardner Jr. with the Untamed Aggression Ford, 319.16. I apologize right now for my voice. All that stuff going on lately. Second was Mike Barr with the Sled Wrecker Chevrolet at 314.28. Third, Mike Mitchell with his Ford. Mike Mitchell, bad to the bone. I knew what it was. I'm sorry. He was started at 308.76. Fourth was Brian Struble at 301.28. Let's see. Fourth, fifth. Yeah, and you know me and my chicken scratch writing here. Mike Mitchell Jr. with the Bone Crusher was fifth at 294.19. Sixth was the Frogtown favorite, Kemp Freed, with his Dodge at 291.08. Seventh was the Unlimited Pleasure, Craig Shanner, at 241.19. Eighth was, that's not right.
Okay. Do I need to pull up?
Hold on just a minute. Something's not right here. I'm sorry. That should be 291.19. Yeah. Eighth was Jeremiah Fake at 287.13. Ninth was Blake May at 274.40. And 10th was a truck called Charles, Glenn Beckley at 272.37. And 11th, I'm sorry, ninth was Dwayne Temple at 274.40. And then rounding out the class in 11th was Blake May with Migraine Headache at 267.91. Sorry about that.
And then we went into the 8,000-pound open class. Open modified class. 4 tractors were there and 1 exhibition puller. Taking the win was Ian Ericker with Locked and Loaded going 371.68 feet. And I think it was because he had a fantastic pit crew that night.
I do have some corrections. I'm sorry. There were some add-ons that was written in between names that's listed regularly. I apologize for that. 11th again was Blake May, and 12th was John Swank at 241.19, and backing up to the 7th place, Craig Shanner was 289.48. So that's why I couldn't understand why that distance didn't make sense, but it was double written right over top of my numbers. My bad. I'm sorry. Take over.
Anyway, back to me tooting my own horn. Ian Ericker took the win with Locked and Loaded at 371.68. Second place went to Don Dean with Plumber's Nightmare going 371.23. Third place went to Dave Decue's Double Vision at 271.41. And fourth place was Bob Wittenbrader with the Live Wire going 251.52. Corey Hoyt did make an exhibition hook with the stress case, 214.40. They had some bugs they were trying to work out, and stay tuned to see if they got those bugs worked out.
And of course, there's more people written in on this one, so I'll try not to skip over them this time. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to have a problem with it. So,
well, it's not out on. Well, let me see if it is.
It should be.
If it's on JPEG, it's not on PDF one. Yeah, it's on JPEG.
Yeah, that
it's only huge. 22 trucks.
Yeah, it's only 22 trucks. Right.
I'll follow along just in case for you.
Okay, you do that for me, because there is some names written in between here once again. So, I never mind. I got it fixed. I got it written in there, right? Bugs. Anyway, 7,800-pound run which you brung Friday night was a huge class. 25 trucks, 24 trucks. There's 24 trucks, and a lot of 3-year trucks jumped in here to get a hook in on Friday night before their points class on Saturday night. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff here. Taking the win, Tom Hassler with the Twisted Addiction Ford at 332.28. This is a big list here, so bear with me. Second, I knew you would have corrected me.
I was like, really?
Second, it was Norm Newswanger with Chapter 11 at 330.80. And I do believe third was that new truck called Crazy X of John Mann's at 329.36. Man, that thing is pretty groovy, man. Ain't even painted, and it just needs to be left alone. Fourth was James Barter with the Barter Turbo Service Ford at 326.47. Fifth was Kervin Zimmerman with the Midnight Train at 322.406. That's a big list to look over. Was Brandon Ward driving the Widowmaker of Jay Hills at 307.80. Seventh was Greg Walker with Dreams Happen, 305.71. Eighth was Travis Pushlar, I don't know how you pronounce it. Pushlar with the Matrix at 302.18. Ninth, where is ninth place? Mike Wilson with Fred at 301.96. 10th was Billy Mead with the older Jenny at 301.76. 11th was Matt Horse with Pushing the Limit at 300.93. 12th was Jen Pushlar with the Hellfire at 300.77. And 13th was the Jenny Light Matthew Holbrook at 300.03. 14th. Mercy. Where is I just saw it down here. Okay, here.
Chucky.
Yep, he's one of the right ends. Chuck Dutter with the Common Hooker at 297.11. They all
Justin
blend
Gordon.
Together. They all blend together. Justin Gordon.
Out of line.
I know a truck there. That's 15th. I'm looking for 14th.
You already did 14th. It was
I know
Chucky.
that. I am getting old. All right. Justin Gordon with the out of line was 15th at 295.44. Goodness gracious. 16th was Steve Wilcox. I'm not sure It's a Dodge at 292. Oh, Tapped Out's the name of his truck. 292.74. 17th was John Weaver with the Rude Awakening at 291.95. 18th was the Public Enemy of Mark Andrews at 288.71. 19th. Number 19 was Sam Heimbach with their Ford at 285.72. 20th was the Mighty Max of Luke Salter at 279.56. 21st, big class, man, big class. 21st was Colton McNeil with his 2000 Dodge at 261.40. 22nd was the Old Jenny of Kyle Spickerman at 209.42, unfortunately losing a turbo during his run. And 23rd, we got a 23 in here somewhere, don't we? Yep, 23rd. Roland Cole with Jonathan Waskob with a hook and broke, and we won't get into it. But they reset the state after John was unable to come back. So big class, fun class. And like I say, with this class combined with the other ones on Saturday night, was just a hell of a night, hell of a weekend of diesel truck pulling. Two-wheel drive trucks, you're next.
Yep. And the Pickle did not get first place, and it was not my fault. Well, I guess if you're going to say it was bad pit crew, it's because I wasn't his pit crew that night. I was busy helping the noisemaker / Ian Ericker. So, and he won. So what's that tell you? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness! How did the Pickle do this weekend?
Hey, he was consistent.
Yes, he was.
It's like we said, if he'd have been at Bowling Green, he'd have won the ring. So that's what we're going with.
Well, let's think about that. A second and a first and a third. Whoops. I don't want to give away that other one. Never mind. Go ahead.
Was he?
Yep.
Yeah, but I think if you'd have combined the distances or whatever like they do, wherever it is. I don't know how they do it, but yeah. We're going with he'd have won the ring. He was the most consistent. That's what we're going with.
Sounds a little lopsided to me, but okay.
Anyway, 6,200 two-wheel drive trucks. Not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch them. I was already back in the trailer enjoying some beverages. So hey. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed all night, so it's fine.
Didn't go anywhere either.
Yeah. Taking the win for the 6,200 two-wheel drive trucks was Crystal Wilson driving her Dirty Money, going 317.33. Second place was Steve Wilson with the Running Bear, going 316.65. Third place was JD, is it Boucher? How do you say his last name? Boucher? We're going to go with Boucher. With the Rolling Thunder at 312.87. Fourth place went to Darren Wilson with Dirty Money at 305.20. Fifth place, Kevin Windsor doing the driving of Reckless Horses, going 302.112. That is Robbie Campbell's two-wheel drive. Sixth place was Irv Clark with the Wild Side at 286.78. And Irv Clark was also a scratch with the Taz toy. He was also on hand. Yep. That brings you to your last class there.
8,500-pound Wild Street. Oh, boy. Another fairly large class, but not too bad. Taking a win. I'll just get to it when I get to him. Taking a win was the Bishop of Sam Radel. 339.72. Second was Todd Young with his Ford at 336.87. Third was Lindahl Steiner at 336.10. Fourth place was Ben Gausinger at 332.41. Fifth was Ashley Hassler with their Ford at 331.96. Sixth was Jason Schroeder at 330.51. Seventh was Tony Utzi at 330.48. And that, I wonder, I'm sure there's a relation there with the rest of the Shippensburg Utzis, correct? With that? Would you know?
Who was it?
Tony Utzi.
No, I don't think they're related to the small block guys. If they are, it's distance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same town, same last. Ain't that weird that happened?
Yeah, I think they might be distantly related, but yeah.
It's like Paul Richardson and I lived across the road from one another. Basically, our backfield backed up to the road, and he lived across the road from our backfield.
Mm-hmm. No relation.
Eighth place, Tyler Schrader at 328.81. Ninth was Kevin Riggle with a night train at 318.45. 10th, Davy Brown at 294.67. 11th was Ellis Turner at 276.35. 12th was Kayla Zeckman, 276 even. And 13th, 13th was John Swank, 263.55. And 14th was George Goodremote, truck called She's Pissed. Okay. His distance was 375.66 feet, but was disqualified for illegal equipment. So I don't know what it was, but he was DQ'd. So big fun night of pulling Friday night for sure. And then we get into another just as big Saturday night pull. And Hot Stock's up first. I'll let you go ahead and.
Yep, already got them up here.
Okay.
Yep, so we started the night with the Hot Stock. I don't think there was any other points champions we had to talk about yet. Well, from...
I think Dennis Boop. Dennis Boop got the championship, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, I meant from...
Oh.
I don't remember who they said won the Pro Street class.
Pro Street. No, I don't know. Look at the points.
Yeah, if you want to look at that while I'm...
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I want to give everybody their time.
They're due.
Yeah, they're due.
Okay. Anything for you. Here we go.
All right, so back to the Hot Stock, which was the first class of Saturday night. Taking the win was Matt Sedal with the 47 Express, going 348.89, or I'm sorry, 99. Second place was John Foreman with It's Always Something, going 330.87. Third place was Jeremy DeLuca with the Sunset Smoker at 330.48. Fourth place, Brad Kramer with Fence Row Deer, going 328.04. Fifth place went to Dennis Boop with the Black Stripe Addiction at 326.89. Sixth place, Jeff Brininger with the Red Law at 323.33. Seventh place, Brian Morrison made the trek up with the Shed Shaker going 322.43. Eighth place went to Matt Houck with Old Red at 318.03. Ninth went to Nick Morrison, also made the trek with Toxic at 316.72. 10th place was Nelson Hading with his Ford 9000 going 291.11. And 11th place was Dustin Adams with Saturday Night Hooker at 284.37. And as JR said earlier, Dennis Boop did get the points championship. I believe this was back-to-back. Black Stripe Addiction. And I also want to give them a shout-out, the Boop family and the Houks, I believe. They also do the T-shirt trailer at a lot of the Snyder County events, and Chapter 11 has sold a lot of T-shirts in that T-shirt trailer. So we are very thankful for them and their willingness to sit in that T-shirt trailer and sell T-shirts for all of us.
The Pro Street Gas champion for 2023 is Robert Markey Jr. with the Devastation Chevrolet, and he actually was not at the event. But he did win the points.
Well, at least he won the points.
He won the points by 20. Over
Good for him.
Yep. I'm going to leave that up just in case we need to go back to that. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention that, speaking of not being at the event but winning points champion, Jason Forrester with Papa Smurf won the 8500 Monturbo points champions for Interstate. So congratulations to the Big Papa. Long overdue, sir. Long overdue. So
hold on, I'm having trouble getting my camera. There we go. One of them nights. Okay, up next, 8,000-pound 3.0 limited pro diesel 4x4 trucks. Another spectacular class of trucks here. 17.
Hey, I'm okay with being the only truck shirt, and that's why people are stuck with it.
What?
They just said only truck puller shirt we had, and everybody asked for truck shirts. I'm not going to complain.
Facebook user beat me to it at 8:29 p.m. So thank you. Taking the win. Greg Walker with Dreams Happen, 315.82. Good job, Greg. Second was Brandon Ward with the Widowmaker, 312.03. Third, Clint Mills with Against All Odds, 309.14. Fourth was the older Jenny of Billy Mead, 309.11. Fifth was Chuck Daughter with the Common Hooker, 308.28. Sixth was Pushing the Limit, Mr. Mad Horse at 307.67. Seventh was the Tapped Out of Steve Wilcox at 305.17. Eighth was Matrix, Travis Pushlar at 304.62. Ninth was the Old Jenny, Kyle Spickerman at 304.40. 10th was Matt Holbrook with Jenny Light at 304.20. 11th was the Last Minute of Rich Wolf at 301.89. 12th was Fred, Mike Wilson at 300.67. 13th was John Weaver with Rude Awakening at 298.72. I almost tongue twisted on that one. 14th was Greg Henny driving the out of line Ford, 296 at 41. 15th was Hellfire, Jen Pushlar, 296.18. 16th was Jason Heimbach at 295.83. And 17th was the Barely Legal at Jeffrey Dean at 295.51. And champion. I should know this, and I'm going to tell you right now without her help. Clint Mills, Against All Odds, was your 2023 3-0 champion, Snyder County. You're up.
I was just looking in the comments here. Jake Eves from Ontario, Canada, joining in. And Jake, unfortunately, we had a similar situation. Fortunately, we see a lot of engines blow here, but it seems like it's been getting more and more frequent. Glad that driver was not injured either. Back to Snyder County, third class of the evening was the Light Pro / Super Farm points class. Taking the win, what do they call that? Like not with dominance or whatever. With,
no, just 30 foot,
Yeah, taking the win, making a pretty good statement there was Jeff Michelacci with Demented going 376.07 feet. And Jeff had a little bit of a health scare back there, I believe, coming home from Toma. Had to have some pretty invasive heart surgery. So definitely glad to see him back, and even more glad to see him doing well.
Yep.
Second place was Mark Smith with the Ford 8700 at 346.27. Third place, Ron Belknap with the Hooked on Red going 344.92. Fourth place, Smokey Smith with his Ford 9700 going 344.53.
For people who are stringent on names, that would be Matt Smith.
I don't know of anybody who calls him Matt.
I do. I call him Matt.
Well, then you're in the minority. Even his wife calls him Smokey.
I don't even want to know.
Mad if he's in trouble.
Don't want to know.
Fifth place, Cody Utt with the Storm at 342.10. Sixth place went to Ron Beasley with Farmall Fever at 341.36. Seventh place was Howard Meredith with Matt Meredith's Agitator at 337.44. Eighth place went to Hunter Beasley with Powerhound at 334.56. Ninth was Brad Kramer with the Green Blooded at 332.95. 10th place went to Kevin Nutt with Rolling Thunder at 332.21. He had a little bit of a campfire going on under his hood. 11th place.
I need to back you up real quick. I'm sorry. Did you say 8th place?
Yeah, Hunter Beasley, Powerhound.
Okay. I didn't hear you.
11th place, Ray Belak with Rage and Red at 3:05:33. 12th place, Nick Morrison jumped up again and ran Toxic, went 3:04.27. 13th place was Cody Rossman with Bits and Pieces, went 132.90. And your 2023 Snyder County points champion was Kevin Nutt with the Rollin' Thunder.
Rollin' Thunder. 26 Pro Street Diesel 4x4 trucks. Another nice big class, looking at 16 trucks. Like I said, this was one hell of a weekend for diesel truck pulling in Snyder County. Taking the win was Nick Kinneman with the Devil's Hooker Dodge at 329.65, and also taking the championship for 2023. Congratulations, Kinneman family. Second place was Andrew Kissick with the American Ride Reloaded. Actually, it says that on the truck. American Ride Reloaded. 328.04. Third was Justin Horst with the Last Chance GMC at 327.11. He had a heck of a run. Fourth, the homewrecker, Brendan Fink, 324.90. Fifth was Carson Stauffer at 323.09. Sixth was, where's number 6? David Orwin Jr. at 322.04. Seventh was Colin Zeckman at 319.25. Eighth, Brendan Chafee with the One Bad Habit at 317.68. Number 9 was Tomorrow's Problem, Derek Smith at 313.09. Number 10 was Kyler Zeckman at 310.17. 11th was Jesse Young driving the gray area at 309.82. 12th. Where is 12th? There's 12th. Little by little of Matt Mace at 308.15. 13th was In Too Deep, Jesse Young also, 307.70. 14th was Luke Salter with the Mighty Max at 304.07. 15th, the Top Priority of Sean Huria at 303.98. And 16th was the Secret Money of Chris Lloyd with some driveline breakage, unfortunately, 299.23.
Yep. And then we went into a super exciting class of Pro Stock, Super Stock, and it says and modified, but I don't think we had any modifieds on hand that night. Taking the win was Chris Hoyt with the Nutcase, going 356.41. Second place was Corey Hoyt with Stress Case at 351.91. And Corey came up later. They've been having trouble for a long time, unfortunately, with that tractor. And he came up. We were still at the starting line because Run What You Brung was next. And he just walked up and he said, well, we're finally getting somewhere. So I think they were pretty happy with the way it ran. Hit 35.6 mile an hour. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Third place went to Josh Martin with Think Green at 306.16. Fourth place was Henry Everman with Final Decision at 297.43. Good to see him down. Fifth place was Josh Martin again with That Darn Deer at 294.61. Sixth place went to Andy Gantz with the Patriot at 279.27. Seventh place went to Henry Everman with Forced Decision at 278.66. And rounding out the class was Dave Everman with Overruled at 188.86. Sound like he had a little bit of mechanical issue there.
Yeah, I believe it's a fuel delivery problem. So
Yeah.
Which Tommy Becker's been fighting, and they've got that fixed. But do we choose a tall gear? Anyway. But yeah, it was good to see some people there. Good to see David Everman again after his tribulations he went through and stuff. Good to see them all back out having fun. So.
Yep.
Last class for the weekend was the Run What You Brung 4x4. This time not loaded up with 3-0 trucks. But we did manage 12 trucks to round out the weekend. And we were talking about that third place truck coming out here on Saturday night, letting it all hang out. John Mans with Crazy X takes his, I believe would be his first win with the new setup, Super Stock. With Crazy X at 304.75. Second Chapter 11 of Norman Newswire at 303.02. The ring winner. Oh my God.
Listen, anything to make ourselves feel better, okay?
It'll cost you a swish.
We got beat by John Mans, okay? I'm just kidding.
Well, third place, Tom Hester.
Next time you see John Mans, you need to ask him about his pinata and see what he says.
Okay, it's pinata. Okay, I'll do that. You don't live too far away here. So. Third was Tom Haster with Twisted Addiction at 301.28. Fourth was James Barter with the Barter Turbo Service Ford at 299.65. Fifth, the Midnight Train. Kervin Zimmerman had a good weekend. A pair of fifth places there. 291.66. Sixth was Dreams Happen. Greg Walker. That's a 3.0 truck at 282.74. Seventh was Matrix of Travis Pushlar. 276.06. Eighth was the Widowmaker Brandon Ward at 275.49. Ninth was Jen Pushlar with Hellfire at 274.68. 10th was Sam Heimbach at 270.93. 11th was Brendan Fink at 255.05. And that's it. Because we have a scratch there. Okay. Yep. 11 trucks, not 12. We did have a guy that had the scratch who broke in the 2.6 class. So. And that rounded out one hell of a weekend of championship pulling at Snyder County in Selims Grove, Pennsylvania. Snyder County tractor pullers. So, again, like we say, the word came in today. The East Coast Pro Pulling event scheduled for this Saturday at Del Mar, the Delaware International Raceway, has been canceled due to obvious 100% rains in the forecast. They have just decided, instead of running the pullers part way or however way, sit home. So they're not even going to try.
And we appreciate that because it's a long drive down there.
It is a long drive. And Larry K., you just brought that up there. And absolutely, we were just getting ready to get to that. If you just give us a chance. Just kidding. But yeah, the CS Promotions pool at Weaklands in Chest Springs, Pennsylvania, just south of Patton, Pennsylvania. Definitely. I have a flyer here I'm going to try to pull up for you. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's also more than just a pool. I was looking at the Facebook event here. Looks like they're going to have all kinds of vendors and food. And I think they have like a really cool pedal tractor pool for all the kids with a pretty neat looking sled they have there. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good event. Hopefully the rain holds out for them. I think the weather on Friday looks pretty good. But
let's see. It worked last week. Now it won't work this week. It just makes no sense. I apologize for that. Friday night, October the 13th. This Friday the 13th. 6 p.m., the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel 4x4 trucks, Sportsman Street Gas 4x4 trucks, Super Pro tractors, 3.0 Limited Pro diesel trucks, the 466 Hot Farm tractors, Super Modified trucks, and the Pro Street semi trucks. And by super modified, I'm assuming we're talking the John Mans, the Norm Newswangers, the whatever. Basically, it's a run what you brung class. And Saturday, October 14th, weather pending, we wish them the best there. 5 p.m., Super Stock Gas 4x4 trucks, Hot Rod Diesel 4x4 trucks, Sportsman Street Diesel 4x4 trucks, Super Pro tractors, 3.0 Limited Pro trucks, Super Semi trucks, and these Super Modified trucks. My goodness gracious. And this is all CS Pulling Promotions is part of this deal here, too. At the Weaklands Oktoberfest Truck and Tractor Pull, adults $15, kids $5. Make-A-Wish, I see, is involved with this, too, as well. So,
yeah, I believe all proceeds go to Make-A-Wish.
All proceeds go to Make-A-Wish, and that's at 144 State Route 1008 in Chest Springs, Pennsylvania, 16624. Basically, just the other side of Altoona, I guess, and just south of Patton, Pennsylvania, really close to Patton. And absolutely, by all means, it's a 3.5 hour drive from here. So, excuse me.
We went out last year. I believe Full Pool was putting on the pool last year out there. Beautiful drive out there, and a beautiful place to have a pool. It's kind of like up on the side of a mountain or side of a hill, and you can just like look out across the valley. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
Mike Weakland, he's come into Keystone a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Top-notch people. I don't know. Guess we'll see if we make it out there on Friday.
I actually first saw Mike Weakland pool with garden tractors, diesel.
Hey, your poster decided to show up.
Hey, how about that? Looky there.
Speaking of Mike Weakland, there is his pulling tractor there. You made it just there. Go up.
I don't know.
It disappeared again. But no, it was a really good event last year. Pretty good track. We're looking forward to getting back out there. So it's pretty cold last year. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer this year for us.
Tom Travis continues to ask for super stock John Deere's. I only know of a couple here in the state of Maryland, and that's the old ones. And I don't know what they have together and what they don't. So I don't know what else will be at Weaklands.
There will be some John Deere Light Pros.
Let me tell you something. I know Rick Krause sent me a private message, and the payout, I forget exactly what it is. I'll look that up. The Light Pro deal is pretty loaded up there at Weaklands. It's a lot of money.
I foresee with the weather pending on Saturday, I foresee a lot of people coming out Friday. It's the end of the year. Anybody who's still together is trying to get as many hooks in here at the end of the year as they can. So, I mean, now that Delaware's canceled, all we're down to is Georgia. So,
what I have here, there's so far 25 pre-entered.
Wow.
25 Light Pro tractors with a purse. I'm seeing $10,300.
That's crazy.
That's going to bring even more, I'm sure. So.
And to have 25 pre-registered, that's impressive.
Yes. And I'm sure that's going to be run.
Looks like Mike Palmer is coming in.
Yeah, that kind of money, they're going to be coming in. Yeah.
Mike Palmer's a pretty big name when it comes to Light Pro pulling. Oh, yeah. He's pretty big out there in Ohio.
Yep, you bet.
Been to farm show a couple times. He's won farm show at least once.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of have a running joke. One year out at this is when it was still out in Gordyville. They, instead of, I forget how it worked. We thought we were taking two of Vern's tractors out, but we only took one. But they scratched the wrong person or got Mike Palmer and Vern Zerby backwards. So every time Mike Palmer came to the starting line, they were calling him Vern Zerby. So we always joke that he's the Vern Zerby of Ohio.
That's funny.
So we have pretty good.
Now I see what the Super Pro Tractors class is. It's Super Farm, Light Pro, and Limited Pro. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Super Pro, you think Super Stock, Pro Stock, but this is actually Super Pro Tractors are Super Farm, Light Pro, or Limited Pro. That is that three classes that make up that class. Super Pro. So.
Yeah, I think they kind of do a combo class.
It's worth the ride to go out there Friday, maybe. We'll have to see. That's some stuff scheduled here, but we'll see. We almost made an hour. We got 10 minutes.
See, I'm looking here at their I was wondering if I could see their lineup here on their website. I'm out here looking around. So I guess that means it'll be a Krause sled out there if Rick Krause already has a lineup.
Well, he had the information, yeah. Some of the information on the Light Pro, which is three classes combined for Super Pro.
So. I'm looking here. Looks like there will be a live stream also. If you go to csmotorsports.tv.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. See if I can figure out a price here.
Chase. That's Chase Steinman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that rules out going there and filming, huh?
Yeah. $25 for Friday night.
Okay.
Or if you subscribe, you can do it for $9.99 a month. And I believe you get access to all of his events. So it's actually not a bad price.
No, not at all. That's pretty good. 60 degrees Friday. That's after this weekend. That's warm. I'm telling you, getting up on that scaffold, that got windy on me Saturday. Pretty good.
Yeah, that wind was pretty rough on Saturday night.
Blowing right at your face.
And then as soon as the pool was over, it was done.
Yeah. I had a big screen,
stopped.
a bigger screen that I mount on top of my camera, plus the thing over the lens. And that's like a sailboat, You go to turn it, woof, the wind wants to take the camera away from it. It was interesting. But yeah, Chase Stein, I was supposed to do a show with him. He got in touch with me back before all the hoopla here started. And we're supposed to do a podcast together. So I got to get a hold of him and we'll just do it. Absolutely. Anyway.
And for the interstate side of things, the interstate 2-wheel drive trucks and 4,500 small block trucks are to be in at the Buck Motorsports Park this weekend for the, I don't know if they call it diesel days, truck days, whatever they call it there. That is this Saturday night at Buck Motorsports Park. Truck Wars, yep. That's what it is. It's obviously not diesel because those classes are not diesel. So I know those guys are planning on going out there on Saturday night.
Wait a minute, you're wrong. One of them is a diesel.
Well, yeah, one of them is a diesel. And I know that will be the final poll for those two classes. So we'll be crowning a points champion in those two classes as well. And I believe the 4,500 small block trucks is the tightest points race that the interstate has. Either only 2 or 4 points separate first and second right now. So that'll be a down to the wire poll for them guys. So,
well, things for on the kick for champions, I guess we can go ahead and announce.
Oh yeah, East Coast by default has
Yep, the Rainout has given us our champions, and I'm gonna pull them up here just real quick, just to make sure I don't misspeak. I do know that the modified 4x4 champion is Wayne Tapscott II with Tasmanian Terror 2. That's back-to-back championships for him. Let's see. Let's just dig right in here and go with it. Super Stock Pro Stock Tractors, Davey Moore with One More Deer will be your champion with 523 points. And their stablemate tractor, More Agitation, was second at 519. Pro Stock Diesel, 4x4 truck points. We'll skip that one. No, I'm just kidding. Chapter 11, Norman Newswanger takes yet another East Coast Championship at 535 points. You're still there. You're awful quiet. I didn't hear no yoo-hoo whistling. And
I'm just waiting to see if I get a thank you in the acceptance speech.
We'll be lucky just to get an acceptance speech from him.
He'll just thank me for my cheesesteak sandwiches. That'll be it.
Modified Tractors, Len Brookhart with the Radio Reactor, 487 points. And right behind him, 4 points back, was the Never Satisfied of Jason McKenzie. Third was Midnight Wolf, and Double Vision was fourth. Light Pro Tractors, the Fast Forward, Smokey Smith, at 223 was our champion. Right behind him, was the Demented at 221, and rounding out the top three was the 8700 Ford of Mark Smith at 211. Hot Farm Tractors, Bulls Binder got their first championship at 564 points, and right behind him at 552 was Pack and Heat, last year's champion. The Shed Shaker was third at 538, rounding out the top three. Okay. And finally, the limited Pro Stock semi trucks and multiple champion truck, the Scrapper of Hank Oster, takes the championship in 2023 at 632. Second was Pressure Time At 616, third, The Inconvenience, Jerry Martin at 610, and Back in Black, 454, rounds out the class in fourth. Being as I read down a couple extra on some of them, I'll go back up here. The Nutcase was third in Super Stock, Pro Stock. Fourth was Stress Case, and rounding out the top five, the Patriot of Tom Bedger. And four-wheel drive trucks, second was Gone AWOL, driven primarily this year by latter half of the year. Troy Nails, Kevin Epshire's Gone AWOL Jeep was second. Third was the Contender of Billy Kramer. And fourth was the Homewrecker of Will Hitchcock. And To the Extreme, RB Muller was rounds out the top five. So pretty cool. Unfortunately, no more competition. Greensboro and Delmar, last two dang events were rained out for East Coast Pro Point. It's just been that kind of year. Oh well. But we have crowned our champions, and the banquet's coming soon, next month. So that's all we can report for East Coast Pro Pulling right now. So hopefully we'll get some news for the upcoming year in 2024. And a lot of things are going on, so we'll see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I know this year is a rule change year for Interstate, so there's going to be quite a few class meetings happening in the next couple weeks. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the gossip yet. Spent a lot of time on the phone on Sunday, and I'm about over it. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what comes out of these meetings. Interstate has rule change meetings every 3 years. So these rules will stick with us for the next 3 years. But I will say I look forward to a lot of safety changes, not just in Interstate, but across the board.
Yeah.
Changes that need to happen. You know, I'm not going to deny that. I'm a pretty big proponent for safety.
Well, yeah.
I foresee that happening in a lot of organizations. I hope it happens in a lot of organizations. Other than that, I guess we'll see what the meetings hold. The beauty of this sport is the pullers do have a say. So I guess we'll see what the pullers have to say coming up here. So
Absolutely. Yeah, safety. There'll be a lot of eyes on safety, for sure.
as there should be.
Absolutely. Every weekend. Eyes need to be glued. Every opponent organization needs to step it up.
Yep.
It's the way it is. But anyway, and I'm not saying some don't. I mean, they take it very seriously. Anyway, what else? We've got to have something else here for a couple minutes. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I was in touch with Olin Simpkins today for Delmarva Tractor Pullers. We're going to try to have a show tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Oh, I can't. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I have funeral services to attend tomorrow night. Yeah. I forgot all about that. So I got to get hold of him tomorrow and change that. I'll just send him a message. Yep, got all about that. But we were going to have a show tomorrow, to try to have a show tomorrow night. But I just remembered I cannot do a show tomorrow night because I will not be here. Maybe Friday. Because I do know Glad Hill is scheduled to have a pool Sunday at their place. I believe that's Jefferson, Maryland.
Yeah.
So Glad Hill's John Deere equipment there.
That'll be weather pending, I'm sure, because if we get as much rain as they say we're calling for, I don't know that the ground can take that much.
Yeah, right. I wish I probably should at least got a hold of Dave Moore before tonight's show, but I got in here 10 minutes before we went live, so it's been a busy day. But it is slated to run Sunday, so I will, if we do have a show Friday, I can't do it tomorrow now. I'll try to get these guys together for Friday, a couple of them. And we're actually going to have Glad Hill 1 here on that show, so we'll see if we can make that happen. And then again, he just may say, don't worry about it because of the weather. I don't know. But as far as the pool is still slated to run, so at this time. And I will get some information on that, even if I got to come on live by myself for a few minutes. and just get the word out there about it. So we'll have some word for that. Okay. Hour and 38 seconds. I'm done. As far as I know, I'm done anyway. If I forgot something,
keep our fingers crossed it's not a washout this weekend.
We'll certainly hope. Friday night sounds good at Weaklands. I think you're going to be okay if you got a Friday night event, but Saturday, I guess it all depends where you're at.
Yep.
So
we'll hope for the best.
Wish everybody the best, and keep an eye on social media because that's where you're going to find the yays and the nays. Call the phone numbers you see on any flyers you see listed on Facebook or wherever. That's where you're going to get your honest, true information. Just call the event. Call the event. That's where you're going to get your best answer. So with that, I guess that's it. That's all I have to say. Again, hats off to the Snyder County tractor puller crew. They made it happen Friday and Saturday. More so Saturday. I was really surprised, and I was very happy with how it turned out. Like I say, some of the best diesel truck pulling I've seen in years, and all around everything. Just it was a great show. Fantastic show. I wish it was a little warmer and less windy. Some of the Saturday night videos you'll see, we had most of the Saturday night events online for the Toxic Pulling Team and Dirty Man's Diesel Performance. Got their classes up for them. There's a couple more coming yet, and they've been posting one every day. So you can see JR up there probably either shaking and freezing to death, numb fingers or something, trying to run a camera, or a big gust of wind catches it. But we got through it. We'll be okay. It's part of the game. But plenty more coming every day. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you know when we're live and you know we got something new every day posted. So we appreciate your support. I'm done, Kendra. That's it.
I'm done too.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Positive. She says positive. Okay. With that said, as far as I know, we'll be back here next Wednesday night. Hopefully with something to talk about. If not, I'll try to get a guest lined up, and keep your eyes peeled. Definitely Friday. I'm going to shoot for Friday to have a Darmarva Live podcast for them guys and for the Glad Hill crew for their upcoming pool this Sunday. So I will gather more information. It's my fault. I should have had that with me tonight, but I do not, and I will get that even if I got to go live myself, like I said. So that's it. I'm done rambling, and we appreciate you being here. And I'll probably most likely see you Friday night, and definitely with Kendra next Wednesday.
Yep. Bye.